Welcome back. Welcome back to the Oz Cro Soccer Show. Now, before we do go any further, Peter Finka wants to know, Ante Grabovac, what jersey are you wearing tonight?
Hopefully that answers the question because I sat up. There you go. Euro 2016 shirt, basically. It was, and I'm quite fond of this one, actually. And it's got the Croatia on the back as well, if you can see there. I don't know. It's hard to see.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. Bit of fun. It was, I like it. There you go, Peter. And thanks for tuning in. You're a legend. And Melbourne clubs do celebrate very well. And what I liked about that vision was getting the kids involved in the dressing room, let them rejoice with the seniors as well. And that's a fantastic job by Melbourne Knights.
I also must applaud the Knights in that respect that they didn't have any swear words in their song. That's a pet hate of mine. I don't like when the clubs have these swear words and there's kids around, type of thing. I mean, I'm sure you can find better ways to come across that.
Hey, they've got
in this day and age, it's just unavoidable, isn't it?
That's right. They've got to learn somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. It's usually the first words you learn of any foreign language are the swear words. But anyway, we're going to cross over now to Perth, where we've got the assistant coach of the Western Knights, CARL Medica. We're going to ask him how it's pronounced. There's Carl. How are you, Carl? Good evening.
Good evening, boys. How are we?
Very, very well. Now, firstly, how do we pronounce our surname? Is it Medica, Medica?
Well, Croatian way, you'd say Medica.
Yeah.
Because Dad's Croatian, Mum's Italian. Dad, he came across from Rijeka. So,
yep, beautiful.
Over here, they pronounce it Medica, but the Croatian way, Medica.
There you go. All right. Well, thanks, mate, for joining us, first of all. It's been a really, really good season for the Knights. On and off the field. We've had Dean Zlendic on the program before. We've also had... what was the name of the technical director, Ante? He was great.
Carl can mention him.
Well, previously...
Oh, has he left? Yes.
Not sure, because I've only come back on the fold this season.
Yeah.
So
this season, yeah.
The
lovely guy.
Ian.
Yes,
Ian. That's it.
Ian.
Yes. He was good. He was very entertaining. Really loved having him on the show. Hopefully, we'll get him back on. But let's talk about the team this year. The senior men's team sitting pretty there on top of the competition standings. On the weekend, a loss to Joondalup. What happened there? 2-0 loss to Joondalup.
Disappointed with the weekend. Just wasn't one of those games. We probably didn't take the game head on, as I'd say. Probably a bit cautious in our approach going forward. But look, they defended really well. They scored just after half time. So after that, they just dug in and defended well. We tried, but it just wasn't happening for us on that weekend. So conditions were quite tough, but quite tough for both sides. Just one of those games. First time we haven't scored all season. So, we'll be concentrating on that this week and hopefully get the scoring boots back on for this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Big Croatian Derby. So tell us a bit about it. Is it a friendly rivalry? Is it a bitter rivalry? Or tell us, you must look forward to a game like this.
Oh, yeah, these games are always big to play in. It'll be interesting because, their new coach they appointed and their assistant coach. The assistant coach, he was my coach when I was playing at the Knights, and we were quite successful during that period. And Trim Morgan, their head coach, I played with him at the Knights. So I know Trim quite well. So it'll be interesting on the sidelines. Croatian Derby, no doubt both teams will be up for it. 3 points up for grabs. So hopefully we can bounce back from the weekend. And it'll be a tough encounter. The second half of the season now commences. We had a good win at home against them the first round, but they've strengthened since that. So no doubt it'll be a tough game. We're on their home turf, so it'll be tough. So hopefully the boys are up for it.
Carl, do you approach these games in different ways? Like DNL or White Eagles, obviously, there's another rival there and a big rivalry there in that division. But do you approach these games, the games that have that the rivalry, the games that have the big derby attached to it, in a different way than you'd approach just a normal run-of-the-mill league game?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I mean, for me, it's and Adam, the head coach, we'd like to approach every game the same, so to speak. We are, of course, it's a derby, but we just like to, week in, week out, same approach, same mentality. Hopefully the players bring the same mindset as they have for most of the for the first season. But our preparation doesn't change. We haven't spoken about Gwelup this week, and we're on the track tomorrow night, so we might have a word. But look, the players are aware. The players are aware we're playing Gwelup Croatia. The players are aware that it's a big derby game. So it's a big game for both clubs. So in terms of approach, it's for us. It's the same week in, week out. We just try and approach every game the same.
And have you got a bit of an eye on the prize being in first position at this particular point in time, and hopeful promotion for next year? Is that I think that's a big aim, yeah.
Oh, no doubt. There's a few clubs, vying for promotion. It's funny. We're only halfway through the season. We've had a very good start to the season, right? So, there's a lot of hard work to go into the rest of the season, so to speak, second half. Again, we've got to I know it's an old cliche, but, whoever we play this weekend or next weekend, that we've just got to take that mindset. Yeah. It's 1 week at a time for us. We just concentrate on what we need to do, prepare well for that week, and go from there. But, we said to the boys last night, don't look at the ladder. At the end of the season, we'll finish where we deserve to finish. Yes, again, we've had a good start. So, the challenge is to be consistent week in, week out. Same approach. The mentality's got to be there. The mindset's got to be there. No matter if you're playing Gwelup Croatia, no matter you're playing Fremantle. But look, there's a long way to go. Really, come round 18 or so, you'll sort of know where you're going to finish. But look, ultimately, the goal is to
get promoted,
and that's what the club want, and they deserve to be in the NPL. So Adam and I will be doing what we can to sort of get us there.
Yeah. Now that if we do take a look at the ladder, and there after 11 rounds, Fremantle City in second spot, Mandurah City in third, and then Joondalup United, courtesy of that win on the weekend, they've jumped to fourth spot. Are they the three teams that you most need to keep an eye out? The teams that will most give you a bit of a problem now that you've played everyone at least once? Or is there someone else that's kind of from left field that you're tipping in the second half of the season they're gonna really cause some waves in the WA State League One comp?
Yeah. Look, no doubt Fremantle, Mandurah, Joondalup United, as you can see from the ladder, they're in with a shot, as are we. Gwelup have improved, they've strengthened. There's no easy games. There's no easy games, no matter who you play, because a lot of teams have, even Dianella, they've strengthened since we played them. So no game's going to be easy. We can't take the foot off the pedal. We've just got to, we've got to put our best foot forward week in, week out, because, like I said, no games are given. No team's going to give you the 3 points. You've got to work damn hard to come away with the 3 points, and it'll be no different this week against Gwelup. We're going to their home turf. They're going to be up for it. So, again, look, there's a few clubs in contention, obviously. yeah, again, it's that week in, week out. Like I said, there aren't any easy games.
Yeah.
So
you're averaging 3 goals a game. Have you strengthened the strike force this year, or what's been the magic formula to scoring those goals?
Yeah, which, as I said against Gwelup, I think it was the first time we haven't scored all year, including our pre-season comp. So, look, when I came on board at the end of last year, Adam and I sat down and forged a plan, and we needed to strengthen in certain positions, and obviously going forward, we wanted to get some pace into the team, some dynamic players, and as you can see with the goals we've scored, the boys have done really well. So I think that's a good thing about our side, I suppose. We've got goals in us, even from midfield. So we have done well with obviously the goals we've scored. So, but a lot of dynamic new players in there and some pace. So that's really helped.
But having said that, Carl, yes, 31 goals for, but you've also conceded the least amount of goals along with Mandurah City there. So the defence obviously is also doing its work as well. But is that mainly because the case that in those games all the ball's been down in your attacking end and the guys in defence haven't really had much to do? Or is it a real concerted effort to you said a lot of goals are coming from the midfield, but is the midfield also working very hard to go back and help the defenders as well? So is it a kind of an integrated match, a game plan there as well?
Oh, yeah. Look, it's a team approach. Our defence, the good thing for us this season so far is we haven't had to change our defence much. We've pretty much played the back four all season, so they're used to playing with each other. They've done ever so well defensively, but it's a whole team approach defensively. No doubt, the other teams are the same, but we try and get the whole team. When we do lose a ball, getting behind the ball and work together as a team to defend. But yeah, I mean, our back four have done ever so well. Considering we caught 5 against Fremantle when they beat us about 5 weeks ago. But yeah, defensively we've been outstanding. That's a credit to the boys.
And when you say some of the other teams have strengthened, are they basically, has it been a transfer within the league itself, or are they getting players from the first division, or how are they strengthening? A sprinkle from MPL, and obviously from other clubs around the or in our division. As we come up against Gwelup this week, I definitely know they've strengthened and added a few new players to the roster, so to speak. I think it'll be a different lineup to when we played them the first time. So we'll find out on Saturday. We'll find out 5 o'clock Saturday.
Yeah. That corresponding fixture back in round 1 that was held on the 25th of March. It seems like it was such a long time ago, but it was not that long ago. 3-0 win to the Knights, the Western Knights there at Nash Field. And obviously that was your home game. This is your away game now. Are you expecting that they're going to come at you at a different way than they did in the first game? Obviously, they being the visitors. Tactically, I'm thinking.
Yeah. Look, knowing Trim, he'll get them pushing forward. He was an attacking player back in his day. He likes his team to score goals, no doubt. He likes them to be defensively strong as well. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Look, we've just got to try and take the game on and, put them under pressure and hopefully convert our chances. So it'll be an interesting game. So we'll obviously see what happens on Saturday. But, Adam and I will discuss that tomorrow night, and we'll try and get a gauge on how they might line up, and we go from there.
There's been a big focus on the Australia Cup this year. Of course, a couple of Croatian clubs doing well. Unfortunately, you guys got knocked out against Mandurah. Can you tell us a bit about that match and what happened that evening? Because I'm sure you would have liked to gone a bit further in the Australia Cup.
Oh yeah. Playing in the Cup's always a challenge, and it's always it's always good to progress in those in a Cup round. That was a good game of football actually. Look, Madrid are a good side. They've got some very, very good players in their team. We beat them 2 weeks ago down on their home deck, which was another good game. Look, that was a 2-1 loss. Game, probably could have gone either way. We missed some opportunities. They took their opportunities, and that's what happens in the Cup. You don't take your opportunities, you'll they'll hurt you on the rebound. But that was a good spectacle for the league actually. That game, it was a good crowd down that was at our home ground.
Mm-hmm.
So we got one back on them a couple of weeks ago, so that was good.
Good stuff.
Now we've got Nick Puljic, who's made a comment. Robbie Dunn, great player for North Perth, Croatia. Back in the day, Robbie played for Melbourne, Croatia as well. I do remember those days. He was an absolute champion of a player. Now, speaking of Robbie Dunn, he was part of Western Knights' team of the half century, which when that was announced on during the club's 50th anniversary, going back now about 5 years ago. But so too were you, Carl. And there's some very, very illustrious names amongst that. Craig Deans, Robbie Dunn, obviously, Ivan Juvela, Ray Marinovic, Trim Morgan, who you mentioned a little bit earlier, and a coach was named as Ronnie Campbell. Do you get a chance to catch up with most of those guys or a lot of those guys? Is there regular reunions that the Western Knights hold, or you guys on your own? Do you get a chance to catch up with those people?
We caught up probably about a year or so ago with some of the boys. True story about Robbie Dunn. He actually signed me to the Western Knights. He approached me one day, and that was back in my first year at the Knights was 93. I played 11 years at the Knights. So he got me to the club.
Yeah.
I actually bumped into Robbie Dunn in the streets not long ago and had a bit of a chat to him. So, Ivan Zavella, he's now coaching at the Glory in the under-20s in the NPL. Speak to Ivan. I bumped into him on the weekend. So, look, we try to sort of catch up every now and then, but obviously,
life gets in the way, eh?
It does.
And what were your highlights of your playing career there, Carl? Was it winning some trophies, or was it how'd you go at the Knights in your tenure there?
We we had when Ronnie Campbell and Willie Kelly came on board. They transformed the club, so to speak. The culture's always been there at that club. But they were able to get in some players to the club. Look, we were successful. We won some leagues, we won some cups. I had a great time playing there. And you've named some players there. I mean, even Paul McVitie, Craig Deans, Trim Morgan. I mean, Ray Marinovic. So we had a good side, but we had to work hard to win leagues and cups and whatnot. So it was a successful period at the club back then. It was lots of good memories. Yeah,
brilliant, mate. On and off the field, the club seem to be doing very well. Particularly on the club's social media pages, there's a lot of photos, a lot of action happening with the juniors as well, and it seems to be a real vibrant sort of a club. And one of our sponsors of the show, Rob Slavicek, who now calls Perth home, who's I think involved as a junior coach, he just talks about the club's community feel, and it really welcomes not just Croatians, but people of all denominations and generations and cultures, and it must be a real happening place at the moment, the Western Knights.
Yeah, it is. Look, it always has been. I mean, I've only come back on board. I coached the Knights back in 2011 for about 2 years, and sort of didn't go back to the club because my boys are playing soccer, and so it was hard to get to games. But going back to the club, it holds a special place for me. but the same people that were there when I was playing are still there. So it's good to see. It's good to see those people, and they're very passionate. You're right; it has got that, that community feel about it, that Croatian community feel about it. I even had a comment from a dad of a player. He plays at Fremantle, and he was at the game when they beat us, and he even made comment after the game. He said, in the club rooms, he said, "Carl, this is unreal. This feel, this vibe." So it is. It's quite special, and that's what I like about the club. And a lot of players will say that. It does have that, that vibe about it.
Have you booked your spot into the Croatian tournament for this year over in Adelaide, Carl?
Well, as a player,
either. You can play in the Masters.
There are Masters and Veterans divisions, maybe, yes.
I played a little bit of Masters. I played last year with Bayswater, but I'm getting old. And last year's old.
You're not looking. Well, it's hard when you got to drink and you got to, play and all that sort of stuff, and party, So yeah.
I've never been to one of those Croatian tournaments, but don't worry, I've heard a lot of stories.
Well, I do know that Wollongong Croatia Masters teams are looking for players, and they're happy to take individuals and compile a team together. So there should be a lot of action. Speaking of action, there's going to no doubt be a lot of action on Saturday. It's at 3 p.m. there, Perth time. The big Croatian Derby. First place Western Knights travelling to fifth place Gwelup Croatia at the Croatian Sporting Complex. Apparently, you can stream the games as well. Is it called Streamer or?
Yeah,
I think that's the.
They've changed. Yeah, they've changed the app, so it's the Streamer.
Yeah, NPL TV is. I think everyone's just ditching it. There's been all sorts of logistical issues over the course of this season, but hopefully things will improve.
One of our viewers has just put in a comment, Petar Finka, saying Sam Kerr is a former Western Knights player. Do you know if that's true, Carl?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's true.
There you go.
True story, yeah. In her junior days, she spent some time at the Knights. So, yeah.
That's brilliant.
That's
very
We're going to claim her. We're going to claim her that we developed her then.
That's it.
Yeah, no, that's great stuff, mate. Thank you very much for joining us. Wishing you all the very best for the for Saturday's big Croatian Derby and also the rest of the season. And would dearly love to see another Australian Croatian club in the NPL, maybe in the NPL WA competition. So all the best to the Western Knights for the remainder of the 2023 season, Carl.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Yeah, looking forward to what lies ahead, and we'll see how we go.
Good luck and the best.
We'll be following you. Well done.
We will.
Thanks, boys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.